Hi guys, Darren from Venom Fluid Art here. Hopefully you've just watched Frost from Frosty Eye Candy. How cool is that guy? Right, what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to make some little dolphin cutouts. So what I usually do is I draw a dolphin onto a piece of MDF and then I rough cut it out, and I'll use a scroll saw for the very first one that I make. Sit there, sand it, make sure it's a perfect shape, so they end up looking like that. Then I use it as a template. Then what I can do is grab a piece of MDF, use that finished one as a template for all the others that I make. Okay? So once I've done that, to make multiple copies of it, I get my template, grab some double-sided tape like this. Now this is, it has no foam backing on it. It's just single-layered clear adhesive tape on both sides. So what I do is stick the tape onto my template. This. Okay. Now, when you're using a router, you want to be super careful because these suckers eat fingers quicker than you can imagine. So what we're going to do is peel this part of the tape off, which leaves the adhesive behind, like that. Then we've got our MDF that we've already rough cut. Going to grab our template and stick it on there like that. Press down. So you need to press it really hard to make sure it doesn't move. Okay. Now you can check by trying to move it like that. If it doesn't move, you're good to go. Alright, we'll fire up the router and hopefully I will keep all my fingers. So I'll pause that here and put the power on. Okay, this part will probably get ridiculously noisy, so I'll kill the sound so you don't end up deaf. Okie dokie. Now, what I'll do is show you nice and close. That's the cutter that's actually in the router, which is called a flush trim bit. So that's got a little ball bearing on the top, and that bearing sits dead flush with the actual blade. So when it sits up against your template, the one underneath will be an exact copy of the one directly above it. Okay, so you're just following it around. It ends up the same shape as your little template that's above. Alright, we'll give this one a little bit of a sand and we'll throw some paint on it. Rightio. So what I do is I give that a bit of a sand on the edge, all the way around the edge of it, just to close the grain off. And just along this edge here, all the way around, same on the other side, just to take the sharp edge off. Okay? Give it a dust, give it a blow, give it a wipe over, make sure there's no dust left on it. And then we can pour on it. So, I'm going to grab my pillow paint, which is British Paints Low Sheen. Going to lay that down. Now, British Paints Low Sheen is a house paint here in Australia, used for the interior of your house, for walls, not ceilings. So we'll put that on. I think we'll do a swipe on this. Why not, he says. Why not indeed. So put that down. Now what I like to do is spin them out a little bit first. That way there's not too much pillow paint on it. Otherwise my little pattern on something so small is going to well and truly move around. I mean, it still will with the amount of paint colours that I use, but we don't want it to go too far. Okay, now I'll just use my fingers, put some pillow paint around the edges, just so that when the paint flows off it, it can actually stick to the edge. Like this. Just go all the way around. Near enough's close enough because you're going to get a whole heap of paint come off anyway. This sort of just helps the paint stick to it as it all flies off the top. Okay. So that'll do it. Now then, I'll grab a rag and we'll start putting some colours down. So I think first we'll use some dioxazine purple by Liquitex. If I don't choke myself on the cable. Which is this little dude. Alright, so we'll just lay some of that down there like that. I think I might go with a few different interference colours just for its tummy section. Oh, look what I found. Pearl white. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to use some pearl white. Put some of that on its tail. But I don't want to lay it everywhere because I want interference colours to shine through it. So I'll just do strips of it. That way I can lay a pretty cool pattern in amongst it. We'll go with some holographic, like chameleon type interference colour. So colour shifts. So we put some of that through. Little bits here, little bits there. I'll put a little up through there. Okay. And I've got some interference blue. That's by Pearlex. A little sprinkle here and there. Now, we'll go for some colours. What shall we use? We'll go with a imitation show pony that I've made up, which is like a neon almost groovy sort of colour, but it's got pearls and interference colours mixed in with it, so it does crazy things. We'll go with some, what should we use? Hustle, which is a neon, this little piggy. It's like a real cool magenta. Put that through there. We can put on some pinwheel by this little piggy. I might go with some Southern Ocean Blue by Matisse, and I've mixed in interference violet and some sequins in with this, just so it gives it a bit of a cool colour shift and shimmer through it. Go with some blue eyes, I think, if I've got any left. Oh, a little bit. Scraping the bottom of the barrel here. Lucky I only want a little bit. Okay, put that through there. And we might go with a Pebeo blue-green, which is a tube paint. But I've also mixed some interference colours in with it. Like that. And I think that'll do it, because you really don't need that much paint on here for what we're going to do. Okay. My cell activator is going to be Australian Floetrol. No, it's not. It's Amsterdam Lamp Black. And this one is mixed with water. Okay, so it's just Amsterdam lamp black. No Floetrol, just Amsterdam and water. It's nice and easy for when you can't get Australian Floetrol. So we'll put that on there, on my swipe tool. Bring that around to here, and we'll give it a swipe. Okay. We watch the cells pop up. Now while they're doing their thing, I'll grab my torch and pop some bubbles. I'm going to grab a skewer, like so. And where I've laid all them interference colours, rather than it being strips of lines, we're just going to put a bit of a pattern through it, just to break it up. So when you spin it out, you'll have different colours here, there, and everywhere. Same with on the tail. Okay. The section where the selector blade is a bit thick, you can just use a straw, give it a bit of a blow. Like that. And that brings up some extra cells for you. Now I'm going to grab my skewer and go from about here and modify that. Just bring some up into there like that. And I think we'll start with that. So I'll scrape some of this paint off. That's down here. Okay, put that down on the spinner. Now I'm offsetting that because I want the paint to move this way a little bit. So I'm just going to go nice and slow to start with. See where things move. Okay, that way we're not losing too much of the cells. Now what I'm going to do is grab my torch again, just give that a quick blow over, make sure I get all the bubbles out of it. Move that up there because I want the paint to move that direction a little bit. So we'll get rid of some of this goo here. Some of that off there. Give that a bit more of a spin. Go back the other way. Okay. Pop that up. Now, don't forget to always scrape underneath, because any of those drips that are dangling down will wreck your design on the top as they drag the top paint off. It'll go game over. So make sure we get rid of all those. And that there is our cool little modified dolphin. So that was just made up with a piece of 6mm MDF. You make your first one, get it as close to perfect as you possibly can. Then if you've got access to a router, you can just make multiple copies. You know, it doesn't matter what shape you do. A lot you can actually buy templates anyway, like cardboard cutout ones and things like that. Just trace around them and then jigsaw it out, or use a scroll saw. Sit there, sand them, get them as close as you possibly can to perfect. And then if you've got a table router like that with a flush trim bit in it, you can just keep making multiple copies all day long. So that works out pretty good. Works out nice and cheap for you. So, but it's definitely a lot of fun. Now, up next we've got Kristey from Kristey's Kreations. That is going to be showing you an amazing cell activator for everyone in America, where you don't have to use Australian Floetrol. So, and that works really cool. Like, it's awesome. So, if you click on her name in my description for this video, this title for my video, it'll take you directly to her YouTube channel. You'll be able to click on that. It'll take you directly to a channel. Click on the first one that pops up, which will be a little premiere, and you'll be able to watch and see exactly how she did it. Alright. So, alright guys, thanks for being here with me today. If you like that, click like, share and subscribe. Ring the notification bell, that way you get to see all the videos I produce as I pop them out. You get to see them first. And I hope you all enjoyed that. Alright guys, have fun, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.